Alright everybody, welcome to HGR on a Thursday night. My name is Garrett Jenkins with the Raging Idiot Racing Network, bringing you coverage for the High Gear Racing Series. Right now, look at Michael Wingo on track right now, 6th quickest with a 54.52. And of course, it wouldn't be a party tonight without thanking our sponsors. One of them being
Fanatic.
Okay. One of them being Fanatic Clean. Of course, for the Fanatic Clean, the Green for Clean bonus still has not been claimed. Behind that, as Michael Wingo loses all brakes coming on the pit road, Aubrey Thompson spins out. The Fanatic Clean bonus pretty much sets up as this. After the race, HGR does one spin for one of the drivers that do not cash out. However, if we go Fanatic Clean's Green for Clean bonus, which means not a single caution the entire race from start to finish, not a single caution, there will be an additional 2 drivers added to the spin. So 3 drivers who do not cash out from the race has a chance to make an extra $20. Sounds pretty good to me. Of course, the other sponsors on deck tonight, well, really there ain't but one more. JW Paints Graphic, James Waring Paints Graphics, might I add. Of course, if you know James Waring want a paint job, you could hook him up and make your car look as good as that 13 down there at the bottom of your screen. Them are our 2 sponsors of the High Gear Racing Series. Right now, with 7 minutes left in practice, Quentin Stanbach on top of the board. Cody Naylor, James Waring, Zachary Harry, and William Rice. That is the top 5. Michael Wingo, Steve Sizemore, Tim White rounds out the field. I see Tim White rolling out now, back onto the racetrack. 8 drivers have posted a lap. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 drivers right now in the session, so therefore half the field has already posted a lap with 6.5 minutes remaining in practice. Of course, if you were with us last night, John Ward returning to victory lane. We'll talk to Bad Fast Ward probably a lot during tonight's race, but we'll have to wait and see. See if we can't get Cody Naylor in here. First time in HGR. Cody Naylor, Garrett Jenkins up in the booth, buddy. You got a copy?
I sure do. How's it going, man?
It's going pretty good. First off, congratulations making your debut tonight for High Gear Racing, at least on the Raging Idiot Racing Network side of things. Tell me, how do you feel about it tonight? What's one thing you can tell with these cars that could be a critical thing to consider in trying to get the win tonight?
Well, I think it's just knowing when the right time to push and when the wrong time to push is. These cars handle the push pretty well if you do it right, but if not, you can send someone sideways pretty quick. So, I don't know, it's 42 laps, and I think it's just going to be who can be patient and not be overly aggressive.
I do want to ask you, that being said, push comes to shove, what are the chances for the number 1 going to victory lane in his debut race?
Man, hopefully if we're up there, hopefully we'll see, man. Just want to be up there. I'm not gonna do anything crazy, you know. I don't I don't like to put myself or other drivers in positions that aren't necessary, but comes down to it. If I'm up there racing for the win, coming close to that finish line, you know I'm gonna put the one car wherever I need to get that dub. So.
All right, buddy. Well, best of luck to you tonight. Look forward to seeing how it plays out for you. Right now, Cody Naylor, second
Thank you.
quickest in practice. Appreciate your time, buddy. He's got a star-studded field to go through in order to get to that elusive, well, not really elusive because he only ran one time. But to get to that win is right now, William Rice, Tim White hooked up, and right now, them two being hooked up, Rice and White, third and fourth quickest. Well, last night was not the way that Quentin Stanbot wanted to make his return to HGR. Led a handful of laps, was up there in contention for the win off and on until getting shuffled out late in the race. Ultimately, would do in the driver to 22. Right now, Kenneth McCullough returns tonight after taking last night off. The leader of MMS. All right now. Well, while we wait, let's see if we can get Michael Wingo in here. Michael Wingo, Garrett Jenkins up here in the broadcast. Big guy, copy, buddy.
Yeah, man.
Buddy, it was a strong. You showed last night that 25 had a strong car, possibly could win. Unfortunately, late in the going, did not work out for you. Do you feel like the Xfinity car has the same speed that we saw last night with the truck?
Oh, yeah. They drive kind of similar, I guess, kind of. It feels like it's running good today, so I expect to be up there to front again.
Well,
One of these days, maybe I won't get wrecked out.
Well, after last night, what is some key things that you can take away that you'll put tonight?
Well, I'm going to try to be aware of my surroundings and just make sure I know who's around me at all times. And I had a little bit of damage there at the end last time, and I didn't think it was enough to affect me, but I guess it was. So I really couldn't. I didn't have the punch I wanted right there at the end because of the damage, but I won't make that mistake again.
Well, buddy, best of luck to you tonight. Look forward to seeing how the 25 can get the victory lane, and we'll hopefully talk to you at the end of this thing, buddy.
All right, buddy.
Right now, Michael Wingo's 7th quickest. Aubrey Thompson just posted a lap good enough for 8th quickest with a 101.54. Of course, Thompson the winner from last week. William Rice and Tim White will go top of the board. So right now we're practice closing to an end. The top 9 as they run: William Rice, Tim White, Quentin Stanbot, Cody Naylor, James Ware, and Zachary Harry. Okay, forget that. Aubrey Thompson will go 5th quickest. That not wearing Zachary Harry, Michael Wingo, and Steve Sizemore. That is the top 9 to conclude practice, as a few other drivers yet to post a lap. Probably going to wait till qualifying, including defending winner John Ward. Well, Bad Fast Ward proved last night what he could do. Led 16 laps out of the 44, the most out of any driver. Right now, qualifying's up next, and it's simple. You only get one lap. One lap, one mistake can cost you a front row spot or a good spot in general. Right now, William Rice, the fastest in practice, will roll them off. Right now, Quentin Standbot right along with him. So is Tim White. As today's qualifying times brought to you by JW Paints and Graphics. Looking a great paint job, contact James Waring and he will design you a car that looks just as good as the 13 on track right now. Right now, Tim White will be one of three. Well, the way we look at it, after this first lap, Standbach, Rice, and White will all post a lap right at the same time. Well, shortly to follow them should actually be the 13 and James Waring or the 03 of Kevin McCullough. We'll have to wait and see. Right now, Rice quickest of the three drivers through the speed trap, a 27.2. So Rice on track to put the pole position lap down, at least the time to beat. Sponsoring one of my favorite beers, as a matter of fact. So William Rice at the line. Quentin Standbach, top of the board, is actually Standbach by a thousandth of a second. Getting the pole over William Rice, or a hundredth of a second, I should say. Right now, Jeff Merck on track, and right now aiming to be the one to actually knock that time off. Right now, Kim McCullough, 54.317. Right the line, Jeff Merck. Is it enough for the top spot? It is 54.288. P1 for Merck. Right now, three other drivers on the racetrack. You look at Danny Barnes. Well, right now, Barnes' lap not enough to take the JW Paints Graphics pole for the moment. Try to see how he can get off of turn 4. Right in the line, Danny Barnes' lap isn't enough. 54.363, not enough, good enough for 7th. Zachary Harry's lap, 54.805, as a matter of fact. Put him 9th quickest. Cody Naylor will slide into 8th. Gordon Spain. Well, he's in the same ballpark as the pole lap, but just not seeing it to be fast enough. We're going to have to see if he can get a big gain off of 4 through the tri-oval. Cutting the apron at the line with 39 seconds left in qualifying. Is it enough? It is not. Be good enough for 4th. With 30 seconds remaining, John Darnell on the clock. I don't think he's going to get back around. No. Right now, but he's going to try it anyway. 15 seconds remaining. Time will expire for John Darnell. And that'll do it. So Jeff Merrick on pole for tonight's race. So let's see if we can't get, see if we can't get our JW Paints Graphics pole winner for tonight's race if he's in the session. Jeff Merrick, Garrett Jenkins up here in the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
I do. What's up, bud?
Well, buddy, for the second night in a row, you're the JW Paints Graphics pole winner for tonight's race. I got to ask last night, bit of a disappointment. Was up there for the winning with $20 on the line. It fell through. How would a 60 be able to finish the job tonight?
Just like last night, just need good luck. I mean, had a good run coming, and then the guy that jumped up in front of me went a little too high, and I was trying to square up. We just never really could get a good connection there to last a little bit, but I'm starting to get my qualifying figured out. Starting up front a lot, that's helping out.
All right, buddy. Well, last question, and then I'll let you get ready for the start here. What's with these cars? Do you anticipate more of a calmer race tonight, to where we could probably get a green flag pit stop, or do you think it might be just a little bit of the same?
Yeah, it's probably going to be a little bit of the same. These cars are bad for if you try pushing too hard, you get a bumper hook in them. So you got to be careful in the Xfinity cars. But there's a lot of bonuses on the line for a green flag run for the whole race. So it might be a little calmer. You just have to wait and see.
All right, buddy. Well, best of luck to you. Jeff Merritt rolling off from the pole again for the second night in a row. Appreciate the time, buddy.
All right, but thanks.
Yep. So Jeff Merritt will be on pole. We'll go through the starting grid for tonight's race. There you see it. Jeff Merritt on pole. Ken McCullough running off second. Quentin Standbach, Gordon Spain, William Rice, James Waring, Tim White, Danny Barnes, Cody Naylor, Michael Wingo, Zachary Harry, and Joey Masowitz is your fast 12 for tonight's race. On down through the field. Ain't got to go far. Matthew Lee, Aubrey Thompson, John Ward, John Darnell, and Steve Sizemore will be bringing us down, as it will round out a 17-car field. Thank you to our sponsor, Fanatic Clean. And of course, the green for clean bonus. If it can go caution free, 2 more drivers will have a chance at $20 extra if they do not cash out. So instead of 1 pre-race spin, there will be 2, but they got to go caution free. No wrecks to throw a caution, no wrecking on the pit road to throw a caution. And I'm unsure about how the last lap deal works. We'll have to wait and see. And then, of course, just talked about JW Paints Graphics, the sponsors of the High Gear Racing Series. It'll be Jeff Merck and Kenneth McCullough when they get into the United Rentals restart zone. 42 laps. Alright. Pace car will be in this time, and it will be Jeff Merritt, Ken McCullough. Bringing him down. Quentin Standbach is the pre-spin bonus winner. He'll be trying to go for $40, if I'm not mistaken, tonight. Rolling off third, and we're rolling from Talladega. Jeff Merck already jumping up to the high lane. Right in front of his teammate, Kevin McCullough. Quentin Standbach working the bottom now. Well, Murray knew exactly what he wanted to do. He wanted to go ahead and get lined up with Kenneth McCullough. MMS already Trying to show their straight, but here comes Quentin Standbach to the bottom of the pride of Cheyenne, Wyoming. Trying to lead the first laps tonight. Right now, Standbach clear for the moment. Scratch that. Jeff Merck immediately right back to his outside, side by side. Who will lead the first lap? Give it to Quentin Standbach. Well, right now, not to be outdone. Jeff Merck trying to battle back off of turn 2 down the back straightaway. A great push from McCullough in Spain. James Waring up there in that 4th car on the outside lane. Then you got Danny Barnes. That is the top 5 cars on the outside. Right now you got Standbach, Naylor, Tim White. Well, actually, now I got one of them confused. That would be William Rice, the 2nd car in line. Naylor, 4th car in line. And then you got Zachary Harry. That is the top 5 on the bottom lane. Right now, Standbach at the line. He will get it only barely. Aubrey Thompson, fastest lap of the race out of 51.023. Expect that to change as the race goes on. They'll probably work into the high 50, 59s, 58s. You see Standbach up to cover the MMS duo of Murrick and McCullough now. There goes Rice to the bottom with a great push from Tim White. Standbach tried to shut the door. Rice said, no, sir. William Rice trying to bring the Coors Light Chevrolet Camaro up to the lead. And he's got it off of Ford. That little bit of hesitation from the 22 kind of slowed the momentum down. However, they're back even now through the tri-oval at the line. Standbach again. Right now, 39 laps to go. Last night's winner, John Ward. Right now, just riding along in the back, trying to avoid incident. You're right on board the 2023 PGR champion. Right now, I think for Ward, save gas a little bit. That's about the best thing you can do. Right, you see him. He's not even really up there in the. He does not want to be right now in the thick of things. He kind of just wants to ride. You're looking at the. Wait, that's 00 Aubrey Thompson. Well, I will say this, if Ward, as Quentin Standbach gets stuck in the middle, if Ward does not start at the front, then Ward will ride in the back. You probably won't see nothing out of John Ward until the last 15 laps. But right now, 3 wide for the lead. William Rice, Jeff Murrick, Tim White. Well, if you're White and Standbach right now, this is not what you want to see. Jeff Murrick will come down to the bottom, Rice down to the apron. Unsure that kind of spooked the 7, or not sure what happened there, but they get away with it, no harm, no foul. 3 by 3 now for the, right now, first on back, the first 2 rows. That's Kevin McCullough for MMS. Will officially lead his first laps of the race tonight. Now Jeff Murrick back to the front for a moment, going to jump right back up. You're going to see a lot of the MMS drivers working a lot tonight. You'll see the same with Dega Pros, as a matter of fact. MMS tonight has Kim McCullough, Aubrey Thompson, Danny Barnes, Jeff Murrick, and Matthew Lee. That is all for MMS. You got to go up a little bit, and you'll find Dega Pro's roster: Gordon Spain, James Waring, Joey Massowitz, John Ward, and Michael Wingo. 5 on 5 for Dega Pros, but then you got some of the drivers who aren't on the team right now. Cody Naylor, John Darnell, Steve Seymour, William Rice, working together but not really team affiliated. Then you got Quentin Standbach. Right now, Murray leads down the back straightaway. There's still 3x3, something we're accustomed to seeing. However, we're also accustomed to seeing going 3 wide. Can be just a little bit dangerous with 35 laps to go when they get back to a line. But right now, everybody seems to be keeping it straight. But right now, the Fanatic Clean, well, it ain't going to show it there, but we can take that away. So right now, the Fanatic Clean green for clean bonus still on the line. And right now, keeping it straight for the first 8 laps now. Tim White surging ahead in that 239 on the bottom, getting pushed by Rice. Right now, Gordon Spain getting pushed by Danny Barnes. McCullough's still pushing Murray. They'll have the 04. Up in line with them, that would be Matthew Lee. Oh, somebody blew it up. Ah, there they go. Will we get a caution? We will. And there goes the bonus. Danny Barnes, massive damage. Quentin Stambach got a piece of it. And John Darnell. I know I shouldn't have said nothing about that green for clean bonus, because now I jinxed them. At least something similar happened to Danny Barnes last night. Another engine failure or transmission failure. We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to look back and see. So we're going to look at Danny Barnes here. I believe it's Danny Barnes. Riding right behind the 38. Right there it went. So Barnes makes the first contact. And again, it's in a bad spot. Just like last night, it was in a bad spot. It was on a restart. Nothing nobody could do. Same thing here. I mean, right there, the motor lets go. Now, what's Quentin going to do? He can't go nowhere. Quentin can't go nowhere. You see Barnes pushing in the wall, trying to avoid everything. Unfortunately, just nowhere to go. I mean, there's no room when you're trying to scatter like that. Stand hard into the wall. John Darnell's going to be an innocent victim in all this. And bam, right into the driver's door. Well, we'll bring all the leaders down to pit road. Let's run on board with Danny Barnes and see. Just listen to this motor here. There it went. Bernard, he's trying to get out of the way, but just nothing he can do. Let's shoot the right front off the car for starters. Here and still trying to work it, trying to get it to the pits. Quentin Stambach's POV from this. And he's going to take a hard hit to the side. Other than that, it really keeps it on going. Last but not least, John Darnell's point from this race. Well, he sees it. Trying to let off, maybe I'm going to make it. Unfortunately, just couldn't. Right now, Darnell and Danny Barnes, with Barnes still in the pits. The good news is for these drivers, they do got one fast repair. The bad news is they only got one fast repair, and it's now, give or take, 33 laps remaining in this race. So another wreck, they're stuck with the damage. Right now, Jeff Merrick is your leader. We'll take a look at the top 5 under caution. Matter of fact, we'll just switch to the tower view. You can see where everybody's running right now as we're under our first caution of the race tonight. So the Fanatic Clean Green for Clean bonus is gone, so one driver will get $20. We will try it again tomorrow night. Of course, we're only going to run, think about just running the towers whenever the tower overlay, just when we're under caution. And you can keep in contact where all your drivers are at, even when they pit instead of waiting. Well, right now, the top 5 as they run: Jeff Murray, Tim White, William Rice, Zachary Harry, and Cody Naylor. That's the top 5 on down. Matthew Lee, Gordon Spain, Michael Wingo, John Ward, Joey Masowitz, James Warren, Ken McCullough, Aubrey Thompson, John Dardenhill, Quentin Stanbach, involved under our first caution of the race tonight. They will be seated back at 14th, 15th, Steve Sizemore in 16th, and Danny Barnes right now 1 lap down in the 17th spot. The question for tonight, right now the question is, as we're about to go green here for the restart here, is kind of the obvious. We'll just have to wait and find out, but you can comment if you think yes or no for John Ward's going back to back tonight. We'll have to wait and see. United Rentals restart zone. We're rolling with 31 laps to go. Great start by White. However, Murray getting a great push from William Rice. Right now, Murray trying to pull that outside lane, getting pushed by Tim White. Right behind him, Zachary Harry, Matthew Lee, and Michael Wingo. The 5 on the outside. William Rice, Cody Naylor, Gordon Spain, and John Ward. Them are the 4 cars on the bottom. Right behind them, Joey Masowitz, James Warren, Kevin McCullough, Aubrey Thompson. At the line, give it to William Rice. Lead his second lap tonight. Oh, the wrecking big, Jeff Murray. Michael Wingo involved in it. Wingo, you're right on board, winning. Perfect timing, might I add. And James Warren involved in it. I can now turn that camera better myself. Well, we saw Jeff Murray get turned. We know that for a fact. Murray having to tow back to the pits. The night is done. Might get back out there, might get a lap back, but right now, for Jeff Murray, the night might be done as far as the win goes. But what in the name of might happen? Let's take back and look. Right now, looking at Michael Wingo, we know it's going to start with Jeff Murray up there. Murray gets turned off a damn. Zachary Harry almost going in the air himself. From there's just drivers trying to get out of the way. You see wearing in them all. No really big damage. It don't look like to the back of Michael Wingo's car other than the back bumpers. Needs another paint job over it. Alright, let's go up there with Jeff and we'll see what happens. Of course, we went way too far back, but we'll see how it gets set up here. All right, now White's pushing. Kind of a little also, you already see some damage to the back of the 60, and right there, gets right on that damage area and just hooks him. I mean, nothing Murray could do, really. Just innocent bystander. So actually right on board with him and feel this impact. I mean, just nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's right on board now with Michael Wingo for the. We already got him on board with him right when the wreck happened. But right now, I see Wingo. All the 25's trying to do is get out the way. Unfortunately, Waring still is inside. You see James make a little bit of contact. I don't think nothing really major to hurt the 25 or the 13. Right on board with James Waring through this. So right on board with the gyro cam. Came in just a little too late. Rewind it. There we go. Right now you see the wreck and Wingo. I think both Michael and James just innocent bystander. You see James finally. He knows he's behind on the steering. Takes a bit of a big shot for a 25. Might have been harder than what I thought it was. Right now, as we're right on board with Waring, see if we cannot get a word with him. James Waring, Garrett Jenkins, you got a copy, buddy.
Why do you always call me when I'm in a wreck?
Well, I was gonna call in Wingo as well, so you're not the only one. Just something new. I'm trying to make the experience better, buddy.
Yes.
Well, the only question I got for you really is the car bad enough that you feel like it cannot compete for the win, or was them couple of love tacks from Michael?
Oh, no, it's fine. I only had like 30 seconds of damage on the rear, so I'm good to go.
What you're telling me is that JW Paints graphics is good enough to get back up to the front.
We're just going to keep pushing. We just kind of held back for a little bit, but
Yeah, we see.
so we should be fine.
All right, buddy. Well, best of luck to you.
All right, thank you.
That means still pulling his teammate Michael Wingo. Michael Wingo, Garrett Jenkins up here in the boot. Got a copy? Try this one more time. Michael Wingo, Garrett Jenkins up here in the broadcast booth. Got a copy, buddy?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, buddy, we just got done talking to James Waring. So I'm going to ask you the same question I asked him. Them couple of love taps, is it enough to really affect the 25, or was it only a few seconds worth of damage?
Now we got it all repaired. We got a brand new car, so we're good.
Why don't you sit here and tell me you used the faster? Okay, I didn't think so. Well, buddy, I'm going to ask you a bit of a damper in the play tonight, but do you feel like you can still get back up there with 27 laps to go and possibly steal this win?
Oh yeah, plenty of time. Plenty of time. We fixing to let her eat. Should be good on fuel now too, so we're good.
Well, I'm glad you told me that. That means I ain't got to pull up John Ward unless he wins.
All right, buddy.
And I just might pull him up here just for the heck of it. All
I
right.
would do it tomorrow. I would.
All right, buddy. Best of luck to you tonight.
All right, buddy.
Why not? John Ward, you're my third interview in the span of about 90 seconds. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, if I keep on at this rate, I'm going to have all the Dega Pros interviewed in about a whole pace lap. But I want to ask you tonight, going for 2 in a row, does Bad Fast Ward got a Bad Fast car to get the job done?
Yeah, we should be good. Fuel is good to go. I'm like maybe a half a lap short, but I can save that. There's a lot of laps, so we should be good. Got topped off there, and we should be good on fuel here. We'll try to ride easy and go at the end.
All right, buddy. Best of luck to you tonight. Look forward to seeing if you can go 2 in a row.
You got it. I'm gonna try.
All right, buddy. Fastest interviews I think I've ever done. What it is going to do is going to bring William Rice and Quentin Stanbach back up to the front. New faces in. Oh, they're in the top 5. How about the other way to Steve Sizemore? Haven't heard nothing out of him all night. We're rolling again. Side by side down the back straightaway. Stanbach getting pushed by Wingo. Did not take Michael Lawrence. He's going to let it eat. That 25 is rolling. William Rice does inside. Getting pushed by Steve Sizemore. Outside lane trying to get it organized up. Going to be 25 laps to go when they get back to the start-finish line. Right now, Rice out ahead. Only by a little bit through the tri-oval. Give it to William Rice. Quentin Stanbach not to be denied again. For an extra bonus money on the line for Quentin Stanbach, the pre-spin driver trying to become the second driver to win the pre-spin. Well, of course, the first driver to do it won 200 nights or $200 Sunday night. It was Joshua McCullough. Getting the job done as they're 3 wide behind him. The only McCullough in the field tonight would be Kenneth McCullough. Right now, somewhere around the give or take, looking at it, about the 14th spot. But right now, Quentin Stanbach trying to lead again. But here comes that Coors Light. Camaro at the line. Give it to Stanbach to lead his 5th lap of the race tonight. John Ward up the middle. Ward up the middle. Jeff Murray trying to get his lap back. We've got an MMS driver right behind him and a teammate in Matthew Lee. Right now, Murray 2 laps down. Try and get one of them back. Down the back straightaway. Sizemore up to cover. Stanbach almost gets turned. But Steve Sizemore with a power move up the middle. Right now, Rice still holding strong on that inside lane. So is Merrick on that 3rd lane. Right now, it's anybody's race as Ward will bail from the top side of the track down to the middle. Oh, Rice makes contact with Sizemore. Hard into the wall. Back up the racetrack. Don't know if they're going to throw it for a caution or not. Right now we stay green as William Rice will slide down to the infield. It looks like Rice will try and make it onto the pit road. 23 laps to go. We keep it green. Right now, Darnell leading the outside lane with John Ward. Down the back straightaway, Murray now to the middle. Right now, Sizemore continues to lead. Right now, will be 22 to go. Murray temporarily has one of his laps back. They are 3 wide for about 4th. Darnell stuck on the outside lane, not really going nowhere. Is going to need some help or just fall right to the back. Right now, Murray does have 1 lap back at the moment, but here comes Matthew Lee on the outside getting pushed by Michael Wingo. Steve Sizemore right now in 3rd behind the lap car Murray. John Ward now challenging for that 3rd spot. As Matthew Lee down to the bottom, Murray back 2 laps down. Michael Wingo now, Dega Pro 1 and 2 on the outside lane. And right now, trying to officially get the lead. We'll actually see the results. 75 of y'all said no. John Ward will not go back to back tonight. Tim White fastest lap of 50.548. Right now it's all Matthew Lee. You see William Rice coming back out onto the racetrack. 2 laps down. He'll be battling for position with Jeff Murray. Matthew Lee on the apron. It's going to get dicey entering through, boys. Lee on the apron. Right now, Keith Sutter giving him plenty of room. The 04 able to blend back in nicely. And Michael Wingo out front for the first time tonight. Right now, Ward trying to put an outside lane up now. Michael Wingo continues to lead. Steve Sizemore on the bottom. Right now, for Michael Wingo, it's been a great race so far tonight, but of course you heard him, just wants to finish. Don't want to get caught up in a wreck. That's really the 25's plan for tonight. Right now, Murray getting pushed by Ward. Right now, right back in the back here with the Ancient World Gaming number 64, Joey Masowitz now. Kind of see what it's like riding in the back here. Matter of fact, we'll go with the gyro camera. Right now, pretty calm right now for the most part. Right now, if I'm John Ward, I'm believing that he is saving. Oh, a little bit of contact at the front. They keep it straight for the moment. And John Ward will officially lead his first laps of the race tonight. Right now, Jeff Murray, again, just trying to keep one of his laps. Right now, Murray not in contention for this race. And right now, it's between Ward and Wingo, and all the other ones back behind him. There's a huge run down the back straightaway from Cody Naylor to the back of Ward. Both Naylor and Ward now to the bottom. Tim White's going to squeeze in behind. John Darnell, the odd man, out again with Quentin Stanbach right behind him. Right now, Murray jumps back up to that second lane. Right now, top three as they run, Ward, Naylor, and White. Michael Wingo back to fourth. Make it Darnell fourth. Wingo back to fifth now. Right now, as they stand, 14 drivers in this lead pack with a chance to win it. Zachary Harry has lost the draft, as a matter of fact. And of course, Jeff Murray and William Rice 2 laps down. And for the first time tonight, Cody Naylor leads at Talladega in his debut for the High Gear Racing Series. And at the line, give it to Naylor. 16 to go. Of course, still pretty calm for the moment. Nobody really trying to make the field. I think personally some are trying to stretch it, not so much to make regulation, but in case there is an overtime. Right now, Naylor leads. He'll be his second lap. Tim White or John Darnell has not led a lap tonight. But right now, the pre-spin winner, Quentin Stanbach. You'll look at him. Right now, riding in the 6th spot. Still time for him to collect the pre-spin bonus. As here goes Gordon Spade and Joey Massowitz now on the outside lane. Trying to make something happen. From the Raging Idiot blimp camera. Get a look at the front runners as they run. Of course, I know that the overlay kind of blocks them out a little bit. Go all the way back to find Steve Sizemore. Matthew White, Ken McCullough, Aubrey Thompson, James Waring. Everybody just kind of riding right now. Right now, something happened right at coming off of 2. You see John Darnell on the apron. He'll get back up, and right now, guys, made everybody scatter. And Gordon Spain up to the front. Spain trying to lead his first laps tonight. I've not heard nothing out of Gordon Spain all night. Right now, your biggest movers of the race. Ward up 10 spots. Nass was up 9. Naylor up 8, or up 6. John Darnell up 8. Sizemore up 8. Them are your biggest movers of the race so far tonight. Gordon Spain officially leads his first laps tonight. Joey Massowitz, the Ancient World Gaming number 64, trying to get back up to the front. Last week or week before last, the 64 returned to victory lane at Talladega in HGR. Right now, trying to do it again. All right, now Spain up to cover the outside lane. He'll choose the outside over the inside. Spain back to the bottom to cover Naylor. Here comes another big run for Massowitz and Ward. Michael Wingo is the Dega Pro 1, 2, 3 on the outside lane. Right now, 11 to go. Ashton's about to start ramping up. You see him starting to get too wide. Deep in the pack. Waring and Rice. Of course, Rice not in the running for the win no more. But Sizemore still is. He's back there. White up to cover the outside lane. Right behind Ward. In between Ward and Wingo now. By lane slowly starting to deteriorate. You see Joey now on the outside lane. The Ancient World's Gaming number 64 will lead officially tonight for the first time. As Ward falls back into second. You see Murray taking him 3 wide right behind Tim White. Michael Wingo, the odd man out. Still 3 by 3. See, Massowitz now up to cover the top lane again. Right now, front of drone cam. Ward to the inside through the tri-oval at the line. Give it to Ward again. Right now, Ash is getting great. You see Massowitz now back to the outside, trying to get a run. Dega Pro occupies the first and second lane. They have the lane control like they want. Down the back straightaway. Ward and Massowitz still in. Gordon Spain, Tim White. Here comes Cody Naylor with a big run, pulling Quentin Stanbach with him. 10 laps to go. So they're going to put Zachary Harry 1 lap down. That'll pretty much do it for Jeff Murray and William Rice's chances of one of them getting a free pass unless Harry's involved in a caution. Right now, Masswood's back down to the bottom. Tim White trying to use the lap car. Jeff Murray trying to help him get up there. Michael Wingo, James Waring slowly starting to creep themselves back into the picture. Down the back straightaway it's going to be. Oh, Wingo gets turned off of Waring. They save it. The caution is out. Man, oh man. What a save by Michael Wingo nonetheless. Well, with 9 to go, it'll throw a wrench in everything. Man, oh man. Michael Wingo did everything. He did a hell of a job to save that 25. Unfortunately, it'll cost him a whole bunch of track position. Gonna go back and look at it. See what we can see. We're going to set this up coming off of turn 2. But really, God, looks like Waring just got off centered with Wingo. Look at it one more time here in slow motion. Really set this up. Look at the slow-mo cam. Right here. He's going to try to side out. Waring this whole time is trying to get lined up. Waring looks to the outside. Bit of contact from the 1 in 25 and Waring. Just gets off center. Michael Wingo doing everything he can to keep it off the wall. He'll make contact with it. This is a car that should be going around completely and taking out everybody with him. Sizemore, Waring, Matthew Lee, John Darnell away on the apron. Everybody should be getting involved in this wreck behind Michael Wingo. A hell of a job from the 25 to really save the car. To really have the wherewithal to really save it. Well, for Michael Wingo, he was up there in the running for it. But now he's got work to do with 7 to go and a lot less time to make something happen. So right now Zachary will get the free pass. Of course, we'll take the time again to thank our sponsors for tonight. Fanatic Clean, Green for Clean, and JW Paints Graphics. Official sponsor in James Waring and his business that he runs on our racing. You want some of the best paint jobs? Contact JW Paints Graphics for all the best designs and paint jobs that you can imagine. Them are the proud sponsors of the High Gear Racing Series. And right now, see if we can't get where are we going in Spain? Going to Spain, Garrett Jenkins up here in the broadcast. But you got a copy, buddy?
Yeah, man.
Well, buddy, right now sitting in second. You've been in this position before. What are you going to try to take away from this? You got a teammate in front of you. And then your furthest teammate down is about 7th with John Ward. Is there really any strategy or just going to go for broke here?
Yeah, well, kind of between work with my teammate and go for broke, without hurting my teammate. So try to work together as long as we can here and have a shot at the end.
All right, buddy. Well, in case it does not work out for you, which we're hoping that it does, is there anybody you want to shout out tonight? Friends, family, sponsors, etc. The floor is yours.
All right. Well, first of all, everybody puts this on every night really. HGR and you for broadcasting it. Yeah.
All right, buddy.
All you guys have put this on.
All right, buddy. Well, best of luck to you. Hopefully, we'll see you at the end of this thing.
Thank you, bud.
Yep. Well, that being said, I will go for the trifecta here. Hey, Joey, Garrett Jenkins up here in the booth, buddy. Got a copy?
I got a copy.
Well, buddy, right now, I just asked Gordon Spain a similar question. You got a teammate behind you. Your next closest teammate right now is in the 7th spot with John Ward. Is it pretty much just try to go for broke yourself, or are you and the 38 going to try to hold off this pack behind you?
I'm going to play every trick at my disposal. All right, I've got some affiliations that aren't necessarily teammates around here, people I'm familiar with, so maybe I can lean on them, maybe I can't. But it's a good spot to be in. I'll be able to make some choices, and hopefully they're the right ones.
All right, buddy. Best of luck to you. I'll let you get ready for this restart here.
All right, thank you.
Yep. So them are your two front runners right now. Well, gonna be 5 to go whenever they take the line here. It's gonna be interesting, that's for damn sure. It's gonna see who's ready to go, who isn't, who wants to make a move, when they're gonna make the move. And Tennessee is about to ramp up, folks. Joey Masso is Gordon Spain. Brings onto your 9 rows restart zone. They're rolling. Very close side by side restart. Well, Masso's with a great jump with Matthew Lee. Don't count Spain out now. Back to the bottom with John Darnell. Aubrey Thompson. I've not heard nothing out of Thompson at 0 all night. Working down the back straightaway. Right now, it'll be 4 to go in there to get to the line. Massowich now leading off for turn 4. Spain still hanging on that inside. Right now, Matthew Lee and Danny Barnes for MMS trying to spoil the Dega Pro party. And here comes Lee to the bottom. Matthew Lee at the line. Officially leads for the 3rd lap tonight. 4 wide, exiting the trioval. Hang on to her, boys. Where did McCullough come from? They earned nothing out of Kevin McCullough in the last 20-some-odd laps. Now the 03 with a shot to win it with Steve Sizemore. Don't count out Quentin Standbach. Still going for an extra money tonight if he can win this race. But right now, Danny Barnes pushing the 64. Joey through the middle, but here comes Matthew Lee back to the bottom. Oh, what a race we got right now, boys. Here comes Matthew Lee. Right now, Lee trying to lead the remaining 4 laps of this race. He's got to hold off a snarling pack to do it. 3 by 3 by 3 all the way back to the last car. And right now, this is exactly what you want to see if you're Matthew Lee. But now, here comes Spain back to the bottom again. Well, Spain trying to do everything he can. So is Kevin McCullough in that 3rd lane. Everything they can try to do. Well, I want to say this. You don't want no better pusher than Steve Sizemore right behind you. If you're Kevin McCullough now, you at least want him to push you clear. But they're also taking the longest part around this racetrack to try to get clear. Stand by, duck it out, back to them. Thought he was going to try to make it 4 wide. 2 laps to go for Talladega for High Gear Racing tonight. And at the line, Matthew Lee will lead officially again. With the span of the last 3 laps, Matthew Lee's gone from leading 3 laps to now leading the most laps at 7. Right now, Cody Naylor trying to get that third lane to work with him, and now they're starting to fall back. Naylor, you see, who was that? Darnell back on the apron again. Well, Darnell's going to try and plan back up, but it ain't going to work. They're going to be 4 wide, entering 3. This ain't going to work. But they make it work again. Well, look what it does. It messes up the entire byway. Sizemore around there to go. Hard into the wall for Steve Sizemore. Well, Sizemore in the wall again. Man, oh man. He'll get it to the pits and we'll be going to overtime. Through everything, Danny Barnes is the leader. Barnes has not led a lap tonight, but he will now. Man, oh man. All right. Let's rewrite this and see what happens. Right now, I don't think that's going to play a role in it with Darnell and the others. But let's see what happens. That one with a big, bit of net code maybe. Hard into the wall. William Rice gets a piece of that. Let's look at it one more time here. Do it real slow. Well, Standby would give the 239 a shove from there. It looks like netcode might be air. It's hard to say. But really, when you're clustered up like that, I mean, nobody can really do anything, really. I mean, from there, just along for the ride. Sizemore's going to overcorrect after contact with the 239 and bam into the wall. And then going to take another bam from William Rice. And that'll... I mean, Sizemore still got a fast repair in the chamber, but all that work to get to the front, now he's only going to have 2 laps to do it all over again. Let's ride on board with Steve Sizemore. Did everything he could, really. Did everything could, but motor sounded very unhealthy, very unhappy. We're right on board William Rice. Alright, trying everything he can to get checked up for it, unfortunately. I don't want to worry about that radiator when I am anything else. Well, for William Rice, it's been a rough night. Poor Rice was up in the running earlier. Matter of fact, him and Sizemore came together earlier in the race and put Rice 2 laps down. So, just a bad night for Rice in general. All right now, Matthew Lee, your leader right now. The first little bit of first attempt at a green-white checker. Well, Jeff Merrick's still 2 laps down. Pretty sure that'll cancel out the free pass. We'll have to wait and see here. But right now, still 15 drivers all the way back to Steve Sizemore. So right now, as they run, Joey Savage, Matthew Lee, Danny Barnes, Cody Naylor, Daniel Spain, Kevin McCullough, John Ward, Aubrey Thompson, Michael Wingo, and James Ware in the top 5. Well, really? We may see a second attempt, but the way the last few HGR races have gone, we've only used one attempt at a green-white checker. Does history rewrite itself? Joey Masters, Matthew Lee, to bring them to United Rentals restart zone. The first green-white checker to 3 about to start. Here we go. Well, great start by Lee, immediately down to the bottom, but here comes Cody Naylor with Kevin McCullough, Aubrey Thompson, James Waring in tow. Down back straightaway, still pretty even. Drivers starting to scatter though. 3 wide starting to form up. Almost like watching a storm form up, a tornado. You can just watch the field get wider and wider as they start trying to make it 3 and 4 wide. And all they got to do is make it out of turn 4. Right now, Lee still leading Danny Barnes as quickly as they got 3 wide. They went right back to 2 line off of turn 4. White flag in the air. And right now, Matthew Lee and Joey Masters will see it. White flag, 1 to go for Talladega. A little bit of contact from Barnes and Masters. Here they go to Scudder. Here comes Ward with Standbach and Waring on the outside lane. A huge run from John Ward. 3 wide. They won't never make it out. 4 wide. 4 wide. Touching. Waring's around. Waring hard into the wall. They keep it straight. 4 to over. Thompson all out of shape. 3 by 3. Thompson in the wall. Sizemore and others wrecking. 3 wide at the line. Ward starting to falter. Masavage. Matthew Lee at the line. Give it to Matthew Lee. Will take it at Talladega as they right behind them. Holy hell. Gordon Spain tonight will end in a wreck, so will Wingo, so will Harry. Jeff Mark ends the way his night's pretty much been. For Matthew Lee, showing not in the session anymore. Apparently no burnouts tonight. For Matthew Lee, we'll still get him in the interview room. Momentarily we will. Matthew Lee, Gary Jenkins up here in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you guys.
Well, buddy, it was an awesome run to the end. Really, where did you come from in the last half of this race?
Hey, man, I was just being smart, staying out of the wrecks, and saving fuel there at that last run. We knew we were tight. There's a group of probably 4 of us that could have really made it at the end there and pushed the pace the whole way, probably the last 5-10 laps before, then that caution come out, so it kind of mitigated all that. But we stayed out there and got a good finish out of it.
Well, buddy, for Emmett, well, one, how does it feel, to bring home the win for MMS tonight? As a matter of fact, 3 of the MMS duos will finish 1, 2, 1, first, third, and fourth tonight. So really, how does it feel to get the job done for them? How does it feel to return to victory lane at HGR? And really, how do you think the product of racing has been the last, give or take, last month or so?
It depends the group of guys. This group of guys, we were all pretty respectable there till the last lap. Everybody was pushing hard though, which you kind of expected this car. You hope not to see it. And I think that's kind of the problem guys get frustrated with where they're positioned. They make desperate moves to try to get forward. Some of the cars kind of promote that kind of racing, and some of them don't. And I think you just got to pick and choose and know which car we're in. And guys could clean things up a lot, but it's on the drivers versus I don't care what rules they make. If the drivers don't want to clean it up, it ain't going to happen.
But I do want to ask you, going back to a point you just alluded to, really, how difficult is it to come from the back to the front and had to do it numerous times with this car in particular?
This car is challenging because you need help. Either you need to be helping a guy do it, or you need help from behind doing it. And if you ain't got the help, it's kind of hard to get anywhere. It's alright once you get up there. You can kind of make moves if you're leading this thing and aero block and stuff, and kind of try to control the lanes with it. But you just gotta know how to race this car well. It takes a little bit of time for momentum to build up with it to close up a run. Yeah.
Well, buddy, last question tonight, and obviously you're back in victory lane. You are the biggest mover of the race, up 12 spots from where you started this race. Is there anybody want to thank tonight? Friends, family, sponsors, etc. The floor is yours.
Just my family with all my racing endeavors, the real car, everything going on with iRacing right now. They're pretty patient with my time. You guys are doing these broadcasts, Kenny, all the boys, Mert, Icon Apparel, Blanchard's Towing, Chris, a good friend of mine, everything he does for me. About it, buddy.
All right, buddy. Congratulations. Matthew Lee returns to victory lane tonight. Appreciate your time, buddy.
Thanks, man.
Yep. That being said, we'll get Joey up in here for an interview. Joey, buddy, you got a copy?
I got a copy.
Well, buddy, everything you could do and then some. Just take us through the whole last lap. You felt like there's something you might have been able to do different, or you're pretty much stuck where you're at?
Yeah, I feel like I pulled about as many tricks out of my bag as I could there between those last two restarts. Matt Lee did a whole lot of good moves and really made it hard for me. So props to him. Congrats on the win. Really thankful for Kenny sticking to me and giving both of us the best shot at our best positions we could try for. Shame had started to come undone there, and we started getting into each other across the line. I feel like that was going to be a really good neck and neck finish within a thou or two if that one car didn't come up and grab us from the bottom. But no, I'm just really happy we only had that one green white checkered, because I only had about a quarter of a lap of gas left by the time we crossed the line and ended the race, and that would have been all she wrote.
Well, but I do want to ask tonight, I just asked Matthew Lee the same question. How hard was it really to come from the back to the front with these cars? Is there a bit of gridlock, and is that why we kind of see drivers get, I like to use the term desperation a lot whenever it's starting to get towards the end?
Yeah, it's in fields of this size especially, it's an interesting dynamic because everyone seems to know each other. So you're not only battling the lines and trying to spot guys who might jump out with you, or spot guys you definitely won't. And coming from the back is really a gamble. If you've got a few things going your way, you can pull it off. A lot of people get eager to push the third line, and a lot of the times it is effective. But there's no better position than being in the front. at the end of these things. Control your own destiny and make them have to work for it. So that's what I chose to do.
Well, buddy, last question for tonight. Of course, the Ancient World Gaming's Ford Mustang was right there at the end of it. Through and all, is there anything anybody want to shout out? Friends, family, sponsors, etc. The floor is yours.
Yeah. I want to shout out Jimmy Crow for putting on these races. He always does such a great job, and it brings out the best of all of us. So big props to him. Thanks to you guys at Raging Idiot Racing Network, putting on some awesome broadcasts to watch back afterwards. Bruzy Racewear, Sword Dog Apparel, Glitch Energy, and Next Level Racing. We've got promo codes for all those. Support our sponsors and get discounted. Great stuff.
Well, Joey, hell of a race for you tonight, throwing through to the end. Hopefully next time we talk to you, you'll be shutting out all them sponsors, the promo codes, in Victory Lane.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Yes, sir. So that being said, we'll get Joey back down to Dega Pros. And we're going to pull in Kenneth McCullough next up, who barely edges out his teammate, Danny Barnes, to finish in the podium spot. Ken McCullough, Garrett Jenkins up here in the booth, buddy. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Well, buddy, took a night off, came back to finish third. I wanted to ask you, was there really much of anything you could do as well? And really, where'd you come from in the last 8 laps? Because I didn't see it. Saw you outside the top 10, then off of turn 2 at some point, got shot out of a cannon right up the outside lane. Just take us through the last 10 laps. Was there a plan for MMS to try to work together to get up there? Really, what was the story?
Yeah, we kind of messed the start up there. We were working with Danny too, and we thought Danny was on the top, so we were all going to try to line up on the middle lane there, and get a good start. Maybe a couple of them could have got clear or whatever. Maybe could have stacked the front there, but yeah, I really wanted to push Joey to the win there. I was trying. I don't know. I think it was too many cars pushing on the bottom lane there, and got up into Joey there and turned him a little bit, but he still saved it. But yeah, I think it would have been a really close battle coming to the line. I'd like to see who was gonna get the win there for sure. It was fun though. Like say, fuel mileage race there for a little bit, and then when that caution came, that last caution, it kind of changed things a little bit. I came in and got gas. All these guys up front here were short. They weren't gonna make it another green-white checkered, so I came in, got some gas, and had enough to go the rest of the way. So it worked out tonight.
Well, buddy, great. Well, again, great run for you tonight. I do want to ask, though, were you kind of banking on a second green-white checker? Were you kind of hoping, knowing that them guys would be short in front of you?
It really didn't matter to me there. Like I say, we had a good run. I probably could have went to the third there with Ward. I'm pretty sure he would have pushed me, but like I say, I kind of owed Joey one. I wanted to try to get him to the win there if I could have. I wrecked him a couple weeks ago, I think. Turned him out of the lead, I believe it was. It wasn't on purpose or nothing, but yeah, I don't like doing that, and like to try to, get on somebody's good grace there and maybe try to get them a win or at least help them out.
Well, buddy, of course, just a few feet short coming to the start and finish line from getting mission accomplished, or at least one of the best intents we'd have at it. We're actually looking at it right now on the broadcast screen, so you can look at it later and see just how close it was. But I do want to ask you this last question. Is there anybody want to thank tonight? Friends, family, sponsors, etc. The floor is yours.
Yeah, I thank Jimmy for putting these things on. Like I said before, the racing over here is awesome. Even though we have a couple cautions, the racing in general is just, the lines move like they're supposed to. There's no team stuff. Even though we got a bunch of guys working together, there's no team orders. Everybody's racing for themselves, at the end of the day. I'll hang my mama out and win a race, so that's just the way it is sometimes. And thank you for doing the broadcast, and thank them teammates out there.
Well, buddy, it was a good run for you tonight. Hopefully next time we talk to you, you'll be returning to victory lane either in HGR or MMS, buddy. Look forward to seeing it.
Yes, sir. Thank you, man.
Yes, sir. Kenneth McCullough comes in third tonight. That being said, we'll go through the final results for tonight's event. And at the end of it, Matthew Lee returns to victory in lane. Joey Messwitz in second. Kevin McCullough, Danny Barnes, John Ward, Gordon Spade, and Michael Wingo. Quentin Standbot will not get the bonus tonight for the pre-spin. He'll have to settle for 8th. Cody Naylor, 9th. Tim White in 10th. Zachary Harry, James Warren, Aubrey Thompson, John Darnell, Steve Sizemore, Jeff Murray, and William Rice will round out the field in the 17th spot. Be sure I ain't missed nobody. Nope, that's it. So that being said, huge shout out to our sponsor, Fanatic Clean, Green for Clean. The bonus will remain elusive for right now. And JW Paints Graphics. They're your proud sponsors of the High Gear Racing Series. Tomorrow night, HGR should be returning along with BDS as well. We'll have to wait and see and play it by ear. Saturday night, Midnight Racing League on tap, possibly an HGR event there as well before the midnight race. We'll have to wait and see. But tune in to the Midnight Racing League live on the Raging Idiot Racing Network, their Super Speedway Series. Corey Wright already locked into the playoffs, but the battle's just heating up. The new winning your end system ought to ensure a lot of upsets, a lot of drivers into the playoffs. It's going to be interesting to watch this season. Until then, my name is Garrett Jenkins. This has been HGR coming to you live from Talladega on a Thursday night. We look forward to kicking off the weekend with a bang tomorrow night. And of course, for any drivers interested, last call coming up August 17th, Bash at the Beach. If you think you got what it takes, then feel free to join. You can send your payments into Jimmy Crow or James Warren on Cash App, PayPal, or Venmo. You're not going to want to miss it. You're not going to want to miss the first annual Bash at the Beach. Looking for a minimum of 15 to 20 drivers. But if we get 60 drivers, $500 on the line. The prices vary, obviously. So if you think you got what it takes, this Sunday, lock in your spot. Until then, my name is Garrett Jenkins. This has been the Raging Idiot Racing Network. I will see all y'all tomorrow night. Until then, have fun.